The race to beat Silent Clubstep. This has been suggested in my Discord for quite some time. I know that Silent Clubstep at one point was the top one in Geometry Dash. I think it was a level that was created like years before, and it took a long time for people to beat it. I don't know all the details surrounding it. I think it's still one of the top levels. Is that right, chat? But what's the current spot for Silent Clubstep? I think it's still like top 50, right? Unless I'm mistaken. But yeah, today we're gonna learn about, I think, the situation surrounding the verification of Silent Clubstep, which I'm super excited for. This vid's good. Nice. It's like 14. Okay, so it's not even just top 50. It's like top, or wait, did I say top 50 or top 20? It's pretty high up there. It's pretty high up there. So what do you say we jump into it? Also, if you've been around for the past couple of reacts, what a good change of pace and change of scene. Not an intentional reference. The strobe kind of crazy. But the synth kind of right. Dude, that synth is doing something to me right now. Am I crazy?
Just like any other video game, Geometry Dash started from humble beginnings. With the game's release all the way back in August of 2013, the concept...
Dude, I think I actually still didn't know the actual release date to Geometry Dash, so shout out Math Genius. That is definitely worth a subscribe and a like. I don't think I knew when this game came out.
Very simple.
Yo, be sure to like and subscribe to both me and Math Genius.
Jump over spikes and hurdles with the cube, you dodge obstacles with the ship, and you make it to the end of the level without dying. Sounds simple, doesn't it? Well, nowadays it might seem like second nature, but back then it wasn't so easy. During the first month of the game's life, there were only 7 official levels, and if you were one of the lucky few that actually beat them all, you could either try to beat user-made levels or make your own. But even with over...
I haven't really thought about, like, there was a point where this game was so bare bones. I have to appreciate that I got to enter this game's life cycle when there was just, like, so much groundwork already laid. You know what? Suddenly it makes a little more sense that people have been here for a while that are just like, you don't get it. You just don't get the way things used to be. Maybe it makes a little more sense. There are only 7 levels out, bro. That's like you can only play the first Mario level, but like for years.
For 3,800 levels being released during this time, the difficulty threshold only reached 7 stars. As a matter of fact, GD wouldn't see its first spike in difficulty until 2 whole updates later, when a player by the name of M2 Cole released his new level, Demon Park. Not only was this a level of difficulty that the community had never seen.
Have y'all played Demon Park? I've genuinely never heard of this level
before, but this is the level that inspired.
Maybe it's one of those grandfathered levels that have kind of been lost to time.
Inspired the developer RobTop to create a new difficulty rating for the hardest levels in the game. The Demon.
It's in a map pack. It's nice, nice. Heard of it, never seen it. Okay. It's the first ever demon? Wowie zowie. I like that icon. Actually, I'm the first ever demon.
Ever since the introduction of this new rating, demons have slowly become the forefront of how people view and play geometry.
On God!
And with the constant launch of new updates, there were more opportunities to make the hardest level
wow, RobTop used to update the game a lot more frequently,
than ever before. Levels like To the Grave and Extreme Park are prime examples of this. Both levels pushed the limits of what people already thought was impossible, and theories began sparking over how difficult levels could truly get. And this is where we introduce the level Heaven and Hell. Released by Roadbos,
Dude, we have Heaven and Hell in real life human existence. Have y'all heard of that before? There's like a whole concept of this thing called Heaven and Hell. That's really cool that that GD has it too.
Level's difficulty at the time was unfathomable. No other level came even close to the demanding and punishing gameplay of Heaven and Hell. And this would be the very level that would kickstart an endless trend of testing the limits of the human body. This is the beginning of the Impossible Level series.
Ooh, wait, that's right, because I think from the one How Hard Geometry Dash Actually Is video we reacted to, I think I remember they mentioned that Silent Clubstep was once an impossible level. W Math Genius kind of given the breadcrumb exposition trail for us here. Delicious.
After the release of Heaven and Hell, numerous creators came out of the woodworks and sought an opportunity to not only get their name out there, but to break the skill ceiling within the game. A perfect example of this was the Korean creator Sono924 with the Hell series.
Dude, every single Geometry Dash video I watch, I'm gonna hear 10,000 names I don't know. That is another new name. Do y'all know Sano? I already forgot the numbers.
Not only did this send waves throughout the community, but this had dethroned all other hardest demons by a long shot.
It feels like a history textbook sometimes. That's why I think I've said this before on stream. The reason why I didn't like history that much, learning about it in school, was because my brain's not good at keeping track of tons of proper nouns. It felt like you were always learning about the name of a document, or the name of a new place, or the name of a new person. And my brain just hears information like that, and it just doesn't retain it. It's like proper noun in brackets, proper noun, proper noun. So when you're reading a history textbook, it just becomes proper noun, went to the proper noun, that then proper noun all over the proper noun. And my brain's just like, I couldn't be more bored right now. That's not saying I'm bored of this video. It's just like my brain does not work good.
Let's fast forward another 3 months to update 1.6, when a creator by the name of Play1107696.
Like, how am I supposed to remember 1107696, 1107696, 1107696, 11066 long?
Released a level that would begin another colossal trend within the impossible level scene. The level was Silent Club.
Wait, Silent Clo is what he said?
This was the definition of impossible at the time. To put into perspective how difficult this level was, we would see its first victor a staggering 7 years after it was released.
I'm such a dumbass. I thought he said Silent Clo.
It was without a doubt one of the hardest things the community had seen up to this point. And players would start to see a massive uptick in impossible levels using the word silent in their titles. From silent.
Why do they put silent in front? Is it because the level's on mute? I've said that before on stream. I just didn't say it in the react, so I thought I would be remiss to not include the joke. I know it's like a low hang. What, is this level on mute?
Circles to silent processing.
I'm sorry.
The silent dictros. You couldn't go
They're doing what with the Tross?
a week without hearing a level called Silent Hell Rebirth being released. But we're forgetting about one specific silent level. This level transformed the idea of impossible levels and over time became one of the most
It sounds cool and has become unanimous with impossible. Ah, okay.
easily recognizable levels
Interesting.
in Geometry Dash history.
Did y'all know that if you move around the letters in silent, you spell listen?
The level in question, it's none other than Silent Clubstep.
That's the name of the video, or at least 30% of the name of the video. 25?
Silent Clubstep was a level created in Update 1.8, but later uploaded in 1.9 by the infamous creator Salent. Name sound familiar? Well,
No, it doesn't, but it is silent with an A.
he did also collab with Cyrillic to make Silent Circles another one of the most well-known impossible levels.
Silent Club sounds better than Impossible Club. These all just sound like sandwiches we can get at Arby's.
But that was over a full year later. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. In mid-2014, Silent Clubstep was by far the most treacherous level that was ever conceived. The level of precision needed to beat this almost seemed humanly impossible. The number of frame-perfect jumps and ridiculously hard timings was unbelievable, and it had some of the hardest dual and straight fly parts that anybody had ever seen.
I beat this level first try.
The idea of beating this level never crossed anyone's mind. People
Crossed my mind
just
just now.
accepted the fact that this was never going to be beaten. But that didn't stop people from playing it. The earliest instance of someone attempting Silent Clubstep was when the famous player and creator Zobros beat the level in practice mode.
Y'all know Zobros? Dude, I feel like sometimes it feels like people are making up names. That's not, I don't want to take away from the fact that these are real people that have experienced a plethora of life experience and memories, and that they are unique people the same way that I view myself as a unique person. But the names sound made up, which I also understand that every name is made up, but Oh, Zobros made 9 circles? I'm actually fake as hell. That's actually so embarrassing. That's genuinely so embarrassing. That is the level I'm currently playing. I lack observational skills, and I deserve to be shamed. I deserve to be shamed and
In
embarrassed.
2015, Zobros was known as one of the most skilled players of all time. So when he finished the practice run in 974 attempts, people got worried. In the 13 months following this run, we saw very scarce progress on the level. However, in November of 2015, a player named Ice Cave got a record of 4%.
I have heard of Ice Cave. Chat, why have I heard of Ice Cave before? I've heard of Ice Cave. Did they make a level that's really big?
This might seem like nothing, but at the time, this was unheard of. It would take another 6 months before someone broke this record.
Oh, Slaughterhouse and Grief. Yeah, I think that'll do it.
On May 16th, 2016, a player by the name of Emirate would get 6%,
Another new name.
barely making it into the infamous straight fly. But once again, progress would die down a lot, and we wouldn't see another big achievement for this level until 7 months later. As Update 2.0 was drawing to a close, the pro player scene had experienced a really big change. The best player at the time, according to the community, was
Deadlocked.
Sonics, as he had just finished verifying the hardest demon in the game, Sonic Wave. But just 3 days after verifying the level,
I know Cyclic. I learned about Cyclic in the last video I watched.
decided to do what Zobros had done a year and a half prior.
Wait, chat, am I eventually gonna know all these names? If I keep reacting to all these GD videos, am I gonna be like an encyclopedic knowledge guy about GD?
And try to beat Silent Clubstep in practice mode. If you recall, the record
You might, yes? Possibly? Probably?
to beat was 974 attempts. And Sonics absolutely crushed this record, beating it in nearly less than half the attempts it took Zobros. 495 attempts. That was the new record to beat, and it would stay this way for a long time.
Ooh, that's a plunky piano. I like that. Don't go. Crazy transition, bro.
With the release of
where are we?
updates 2.1 and 2.11, this level sat in a dormant state for over a year. With the addition of so many new features and the unbelievable levels being released at this time, Silent Clubstep was kind of pushed to the side. But on June 10th, 2018, Silent Clubstep was awoken from its slumber.
Is this the song on Silent Clubstep? Or if not, it's just a good song and I like it.
A fairly unknown player by the name of Error got a new world record, 7%.
Do you guys understand why it's hard to believe, chat?
For the first time, someone
Oh, right, the song is just Clubstep. Sorry, I don't always put 2 and 2 together.
actually made it a decent amount into the straight fly. And for the rest of 2018, Error would be the only player to make any more significant progress. 3 months after getting 7%, Error would get a run of 33 to 51 on September 14th.
Holy crap. That was pretty good.
This was
Sorry, that's one of the funniest reactions to... Holy crap. That was pretty good.
the first instance of somebody completing the mini ball in the UFO maze. This
You gotta sample that for a freaking beat, bro.
is considered
It just fades out and it's like, holy crap. That was pretty good.
one of the easiest parts of the level nowadays, but back then, it wasn't thought of like that. Then a week later, he would set a new practice mode record with 483 attempts, just barely beating out Sonic's record by 12 attempts. However, he was able to achieve this run with the help of a secret way that allowed him to skip the duel at 60.
Secret way? So that's where they got the name. Starting to put more than just 2 and 2 together. I'm putting 3 with 5.
3%. And then it was 2019. But wait, there was actually another player who was grinding the level in practice mode as well. This record went under the entire community's radar, and with only 9 subscribers, the player Penguin Luigi.
Hey, let's not hate anybody. If you have 9 subscribers, that's more subscribers than the next guy. Y'all know that, like, if you have 5 subscribers, I think you're in, like, the top 60% of YouTube channels. Don't count yourself out. Come on. It's hard. This is a hard game.
Set a new record of 438 attempts in practice. He shaved nearly a tenth of the attempts off the world record, and with only 6 views, this was one of the most underrated achievements up to this point in GD's lifetime. For the next 5 months,
Celeste music!
progress on Silent Clubstep would take place in the form of practice mode runs, just trying to lower the amount of attempts it took to finish a run. On February 7th, 2019, the player Piralcali absolutely destroyed the previous record, achieving a 301 attempt practice run, lowering the old record by over 30%. And then, only 11 days later, the pro player Atomic would lower the record again with a 267 attempt run. Just to put into perspective how much the community progressed on this level, Atomic's record was a little over a quarter of the attempts it took for Zobros to complete it 4 years earlier. It was clear that progression on this level was not stopping anytime soon. After this insane progress, the practice mode phase died down for a little while, and people started working on passing separate parts in their entirety. One of the specific parts that players were trying to beat was the mini cube at 71%, but it was so widely known for its spine-chilling difficulty and the near frame-perfect timings that it was dubbed the 8 jumps of hell. Within the race to beat Silent Clubstep,
Dude, that's cool. That's like One Piece, the 7 warlords of the sea. Wait, I love mythology. Wait, that's so cool.
there was also another race in progress, the race to beat the 8 jumps of hell. There were 2 main contenders that were racing to beat this challenge first, Ice Cave and Septagon. Both of these players
Don't know Septagon. Sorry, I'm trying my best, guys. There's a lot of names.
had immense progress, and it seemed that at any moment, either one of them could get the lucky attempt.
Well, lock in,
But
get
then
it.
out of nowhere, someone beat it.
Who? Wait, someone other than those 2 people? Who was it? I think, prediction chat, I think it was... Yeah, it was me.
I did it! I fucking did it! I did it! I actually did it!
Obama.
Congrats.
Oh my god!
You might be wondering, between the
Rewatched.
2 of them, who was the winner of the race? Well, it was actually neither of them. This mysterious person who came
predicted
out
it.
of nowhere and put the 8 jumps of hell to bed was a player by the name of
T.
Azza for the win.
Who? The... Kind of cool art, though.
However, there was one minor problem. During Azza's completion, people began to realize that he was not playing the game mirrored like how the original part was, and players became hesitant
Do we have another freaking cheater in the chat? Do we have another freaking cheater just hit the freaking bricks in Minecraft?
about claiming Azza as the first victor. But only 2 days later, we would see the first completed run. Ice Cave was able to get a
Y'all always say conflicting stuff. Not cheating. Not cheating, eh? Best be Gryffindor.
71 to 100 run, starting right before the 8 jumps of hell. Just like Azza, he didn't start before the mirror portal, but this was still a crazy achievement.
Maybe.
Another 6 days pass, and we would have another world record run. 69 to 100, achieved by the well-known creator and player Stormfly. Not only did he set the record,
I've heard of Stormfly. I think Stormfly was one of the people interviewed in a video I watched. Hell if I remember which one.
for the farthest run in the level up to this point, but he was officially the first
But how did they play the level not mirrored? That's why I'm so confused.
player to complete that.
If they were playing the same level everybody else was playing, why would it not be mirrored? Mirrored level everybody else plays, mirrored level you play. Mirrored level everybody else plays, you play no mirrored. Mirrored? Mirrored. Oh, start position after the mirror portal. That makes sense. I forgot that people weren't playing from the beginning.
The 8 Gems of Hell with the Mirror Portal.
I see. I see the
Alongside
problem.
the start of 2020, we would see a return to the practice mode attempts once again.
This freaking green crystal, bro. Well, I paused and it's gone now, but the point still stands. That freaking green
The
crystal.
opening run came from the player Fire Serpent 9, who was able to drop the record down to 202 attempts. Nearly 3 months after, Error would finally return to the level again, and he would get the first sub 200 run. But Error wasn't ready to give up yet. He wanted to do something even greater. So the next day, he set the new hardest run.
No!
67 to 100.
Oh
This
my
is going
God!
to be the best run up to date, but only a month passed and Ice Cave had returned with a sign of vengeance. With a run of 24 to 51, Ice Cave took the record from Error's hands. But on June 8th, 2020, some crazy news would be announced.
June 8th, 2020, COVID.
Salient had partnered with Ice Cave, and
Never mind.
together they updated the level to now make it possible on all refresh rates. Obviously, this change came with some nerfs, but the level was still miles ahead of the hardest demon, which at the time was the golden. Some people actually believe that the level was still humanly
Bruh, it's 2026? You realize this is a documentary we're watching where like they're talking about the years as they happened? That's really funny. Bro, it's 2026. Why are we talking about a year that's not even this one right now? What the hell is this video we're watching, man? What the hell is this?
impossible, but after the new update, we were about to see a massive wave of new challenges.
Yeah, this video is also 3 years old.
The first signs of progress would begin not even a day after the new version was released, when Septagon managed to get 62 to 100, passing the extremely painful dual
I don't mean it like that. Yeah, but I just made the chat message funnier by interpreting it that way. Welcome to streaming.
section. The day after, Ice Cave would get 12 to 25, and then the day after that, Septagon got 24 to 63. Then the day after that, Error would return to the level again and would achieve the hardest run to date, 14 to 51. Unfortunately for Error, this record was short-lived because only 6 days later on June 18th, Septagon would take back the record with a run of 48 to 98.
No, I messed up the memory. Oh my god.
He was so close to getting the furthest run to 100, but there were some miscalculations in the cube maze at the end. But for the first time in quite a while, we would finally see a world record stay for longer than a week. But that reign sort of came to an end. Well, you see, Septagon got another world record, 9%.
I'm pausing the video because I have a very important observation I want to make. Septagon is a cool name.
Nearly making it to the end of the straight fly, which is insane. However, 9% is just barely easier than 48 to 98. What that actually meant was that Septagon now held the 2 best runs on the level, which was an incredible accomplishment. Seeing someone do this well on a nearly impossible level must have made something click in players' heads, because 5 days after the 9% record, Error would set a record of 9 to 25. Dethroning Septagon in less than a week.
All right, so we're getting some earlier percentage completions now. We were having some latter percentage completions. Right here over in the north, we're getting a few earlier percentage completions. That's huge. That's huge for what this could mean for a full completion coming up.
Then a week later, he would also pass quite a sizable amount of the middle section, getting a run of 24 to 66, but 9 to 25 was still—
The first 12% is the hardest part of the level, I'm saying. Because we heard earlier in the video, people were struggling just to even get to the first 6%. Y'all think I don't listen? I have some people comment on my videos, they're just like, bro is doing anything but watch the video. Y'all don't understand, my brain is an ADHD supercomputer. I'm looking at chat, I'm watching the video, I'm thinking of stuff to say. I don't miss a thing.
Still the run to beat, and for the first time since the nerf date, progress wouldn't be seen every week. As a matter of fact, the level went nearly 2 months without anything. But on September 17th, 2020, a new challenger was introduced. This player is considered by many to be one of the most important parts of the race to beat Silent Clubstep, setting countless records in 2020 and 2021. This is Hyperbola.
Is that someone's name or is that a phenomenon? What hyperbola? You can't just drop that word and then not explain it immediately. You can't just then go into a synthwave edit.
Hyperbola didn't actually start his progress in September of 2020. His first video on the level was actually
Someone's name.
3 months earlier on June 11th, where he got 7%. Also, remember when I said the record at the time was 9 to 25?
Yeah.
Well, Hyperbola actually set a new record on July 8th with a run of 5 to 11, passing the entire ship corridor. You might
Whoa!
be confused. How is a 6% run harder than everything else so far?
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't know, the ship part at the beginning is the hardest part of Silent Clubstep, and it's not even close.
I know.
I don't even have to ask any of the people in this race which
Look at that.
part was the
Have y'all ever flown that straight? Be honest with me. Don't lie. I respect honesty.
hardest. They would all say the straight fly. 2 weeks after getting 5 to 11, Hyperbola would tie the record from 0, reaching 9% alongside Septagon. But he wasn't gonna settle for just a tie, and 2 months later, the record would be broken.
I do think this is really cool because like my brain isn't good with juggling all these names, but I do love the competition here. I feel like most videos I've reacted to, it's just kind of one guy and he's just kind of decimating. I like that it's just like, yeah, but then this guy showed up and did this, and then this guy showed up. Like, wow, what a beautiful part of the GD community. This is a great representation of how good players have the capacity and wherewithal to be able to push other good players to become better. I like that. I like that in games I play. I think that's beautiful. It makes me feel warm inside.
11%. Someone had finally passed the straight fly. This world record really started to prove how difficult Silent Clubstep truly was. Even after the level got nerfed, people believed getting 11% was as hard as beating a top 10 challenge. But Hyperbola wasn't gonna stop.
I've never done a challenge. I just know chat told me that VSC is like the hardest wave challenge.
He wanted more progress, and a week later,
Every level's a challenge for me.
on September 24th, he got 9 to 25, completing the rest of the pre-drop. This meant that he now held the record for the 3 hardest runs on Silent Clubstep.
Oh, VSC's top 4. Excuse me.
And soon enough, it would become the top 4.
Big run. I'm excited, man. I'm invested. I can't wait to see. No spoilers. No spoilers, chat. I'm excited to see who comes out on top. I swear to God, if one of you spoils it, I will smite you down with great judgment. Honestly, if there's a mod in chat and you see someone spoil it, time them out for a day. I swear.
24
I swear to you,
76
do not mess with me.
Yeah, I did it again. Yeah, I can upload that now. GG.
By the end of October, Hyperbola had 5 of the top 6 records, and it seemed as if his skill and determination was miles above the competition. And that statement would only prove to be more true in the following months.
What? 24,200%? That's over 75. Oh my God, we're cooking with gas now.
Oh, I did 24 to 100. Holy frick.
Holy frick indeed, chat.
What the hell was that?
Hyperbola was
What the hell was that indeed, chat?
unstoppable. Nobody was able to dethrone him. It had been over half a year since anyone else had the world record for this level, and he was all alone at the summit of
Septagoon. Sorry.
Silent Clubstep. That is until
I get intrusive thoughts.
January 17th, 2021, when a new player appeared from the shadows. Although he was seemingly
I just full screen by accident. I wanted to pause.
unknown at the time,
The moment's
he would
gone.
steadily become one of, if not the most recognizable person when
Doogie?
Silent Clubstep is brought up.
Doogie?
Entering the race
Doogie?
is none other
Doogie?
than Vision.
That guy from Marvel? They got WandaVision in this one?
When talking about Vision's story with this level, we actually need to go back to September 2020, where he would post his first progress video of 67 to 100.
Stop! Stop! Enough!
This was an impressive run, no doubt, but it paled in comparison to other runs at the time. And seemingly out of nowhere on January 17th, 2021, Vision would set the practice mode record of 78 attempts, dethroning Era's record of 183 after 8 months.
That's crazy.
Not only did he come out of the blue and break the record, but nobody had ever heard of him. But after this practice
Dude, watch a movie.
run, Vision would pop
Also, why do you have that orangutan as his profile picture?
off. Within the first 2
happening?
months of his grind to beat Silent Clubstep, Vision started getting very noticeable progress.
No, I don't have anything against orangutans. I like orangutans. They're one of my favorite animals. I want to understand. Well, I guess he probably likes orangutans. You're right. I should be smarter.
And what was even crazier was his hardest demon was Bloodbath. That may seem like a pretty hard level, but compared
I've never even beaten Bloodbath. Yeah, that seems super hard to me, math genius. Haha.
to everyone else in the race, he was a dark horse candidate. Except one of these players would slowly leave the forefront of the race. Just like that, we were back to a 1v1. And this was a
Wow.
back and forth battle
Vision from Marvel versus Creeper from Minecraft. Who will win?
for over 4 months.
It's getting close. The music's pretty good. My prediction is, once again, because history doesn't always repeat itself, but it rhymes. I think that these two guys are going to be going head to head, and then out of the bushes, another player will come and just absolutely mess everything up. No spoilers.
In a crazy turn of events, Vision was finally on top. With around 180,000 attempts, he was now the leader of the race. Except, it only lasted for a couple of hours.
I got to the drop.
What?
I'm not fucking kidding. I just got to the drop. Oh my god!
Someone had made it to the drop. After
From
6.5 years, the pre-drop was finally completed. But who was the one to do it? Well, it was actually neither of them.
I knew it! I am someone who can understand patterns in our reality that we are presented with. Reality can be whatever I want it to be.
Player is in the top 100 best players in the world.
Third guy you weren't expecting always ruins it. That's what I'm saying. Unless you're in a throuple situation. In that case, it benefits.
And at the time, their hardest demon sat at number 10 on the demon list. This was Paco.
Wait, I know
The
Paco!
news spread like wildfire. How did another player just randomly join the race and set a world?
Because just because people are going head to head doesn't mean someone else isn't lurking in the shadows, toiling tirelessly without any kind of recognition, without any kind of laurels to rest upon. You have to beware of the people who are hiding in the shadows. They are coming to get you. Hide. They are coming to get you. You need to hide. They're coming to get you.
Record as their first progress. And how did she manage to do it in only 11,000
Oh, she?
attempts? It became
My bad.
obvious that Paco was the most dominant player out of the three. But after this, she wouldn't upload any more progress until 9 months later. If you recall, Vision got 16% the same day Paco got 25. So if anyone were to break the record, it would be Vision. A week after getting 16, he would get 24 to 100. Surprisingly, this wasn't his hardest run, but he did tie Hyperbola's record for the longest run on Silent Clubstep. Another 3 weeks went by, and history was made again.
All right, let's see it. Let's see it. Make some history.
Oh, what? I just got 27.
See, and for some reason, when I ever tack on 1 or 2% to my best, no one in chat even care. Well, actually, that's not a lie. But some people are just like, wow, nice going, 1% best. But when they get a 2% best, y'all are just clapping it back. Now, why is that?
Vision had officially become the
Now, why
second
is that?
person to make it to the drop on Silent Clubstep, and now held the world record of 27%. This also meant that he was the first person to have the level complete in 2 connected runs.
Well, this was an impossible level, yes. But any level that a player is currently playing that they have not yet beaten is impossible for them. Vsauce music.
But he wasn't done yet.
We should celebrate every level and caliber of player because everybody deserves to have their accomplishments celebrated.
Wow. Oh my god. New best.
After 250,000 attempts, the 30% barrier would finally be broken.
Vsauce music only applies with or is it?
People were enthralled by the amount of dedication Vision was putting into this level, and because of that, a lot of new players began their journeys in Silent Clubstep. A big example of this would be the pro player Trick, who would start achieving runs
I know Trick from the video.
a month after he finished verifying the level Firework. He managed to get some pretty impressive runs, like 40.
Fully expected Teach to say, or does it? No, 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 no. I know what I said. I just simply don't believe in reality as concretely as some of you might. I believe that life is a little more jazzy than some people make it out to be. Some of y'all are playing do, re, mi, fa, so on the piano while I'll be playing. But it's like, since I do that, that is why people stare at me, some with consternation, some with confusion, others with construction helmets on because they're afraid of what's going to drop on their noggins.
58 to 100, 33 to 100, and even 14 to 73 on
Wait, Trick quit?
December 22nd. But the biggest
Yeah, Trick, yeah.
surprise was when he got a new best of 19. This was the 3rd best run from 0, and he only started playing from the beginning 2 days prior. Alongside Trick, we also saw some other new additions to the race. Diamond, the verifier of Sakupin Circles, achieved 24 to 100 on January 28th, 2022.
We're getting there, chat.
Septagon returned to the level after a 1.5-year hiatus.
It's cool to see that the hardest part of the level is like literally the up to the drop. That's really interesting. So it's cool to like literally maybe that's also part of the whole phenomenon of like people practicing levels backwards. I hadn't really considered the fact that the hardest part of a level could be right at the beginning. That seems favorable in the long term for nerves, but also just like kind of frustrating when it comes to the dopaminergic motivation for even beating a level when it's like, okay, I can beat like all this big part, but I still have the hardest part to still figure out.
And also got 24 to 100 9 days earlier, after a staggering
At least for me, I'd feel that way.
390,000 attempts. But while these new challengers were making their mark in the race, Vision and Hyperbola were silently grinding the level in the background. Hyperbola would actually get a new best of 17% on the 5th of December, and 2 weeks later, Vision would do this.
Uh-oh. What's he gonna do?
I did 14 to 100. Oh my god. I did 14 to 100. Oh. What?
Bro, just jumped 10%.
14 to 100.
We're in the teens.
86% of the level was completed without dying. That number just seems
Wow.
ridiculous. But surprisingly, this would only end up being the third hardest run at the time. And as we went into 2022, things would only get crazier.
Okay. I feel like we got to be close, no? Like, we're less than 10 minutes away from the end of the video. We have about, I mean, I guess literally 14% more to tack onto the run. We got to be close, right?
On February 4th,
Is someone going to do an even bigger jump?
Vision would get a new best.
Is that the real Math Genius that just tipped $2? Is that real Math Genius? Math Genius, shout yourself out in chat. Are you the real Math Genius? Or are you an imposter among us? Are you real? Are you real? It is? Oh, Vernos is here too. What's up? Damn, this is a great video, Math Genius. Thank you. I've been having a ball watching it. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Yo, W Math Genius, y'all. Go subscribe and like this video. I mean, obviously, like I think most of you recommended that I watch this video. I would assume it's because you're already subscribed to Math Genius. For the love of God, if you're not, go subscribe to the channel, because that is the best way to support us as content creators. And if you want more high quality videos like this, you should support the content creators you like. Okay? Okay? Okay. Look at his channel. Say Matt. It's been verified. That's Math Genius on God.
But not in normal mode, or from a run, or even in practice mode. He used a feature.
Math just told me he can't type because he hasn't been subbed for 5 minutes. Oh, rip. I have that to prevent very annoying children. I'm sorry. But I'm glad that Vernosis and Math know each other. Honestly, and I have to keep it up because honestly, the quality of my YouTube chat has gotten... For any streamers who stream on YouTube, I highly recommend turning that on. It has made my YouTube chat so much more tolerable.
Feature called no clip accuracy.
But I'm sorry that this edge case, it means that Math can't type right now.
For those who aren't aware of what no clip is, it's a hack that allows players to phase through the hitboxes that would typically kill them. With the client Mega Hack, you can play an entire level with no clip and see how precise your movements were, all with the help of this little button right here. It allows you to see your accuracy in one of the corners, and there's an additional option to see how many times you would have died. Vision decided to use no clip accuracy on Silent Clubstep just for the heck
heard about
of
this.
it, and he managed to get an accuracy of 99.94%.
That's actually so, I didn't realize. That's so cool that it meant, wow, that's actually really cool. I want to use that at some point. So that it literally, I mean, sorry, I don't want to surmise literally what the video just said, but I'm a vocal processor. It's part of why I'm a streamer. I'm a yapper. That's cool that you play it and it tells you how close you actually would have been were it not on. That is a very cool tool. W, whoever made that, that's really cool.
Only 7 deaths throughout the run. Although a run like this wouldn't place in the top.
It's like when you're using a guitar tuner for your guitar and it's like, it's kind of like moving and the needle's moving, but like for playing a level, that's cool.
10. This was still very impressive nonetheless. While this run was still going on, we continued to see a multitude of players attempting the level. Most of the progress was pretty small, except on Valentine's Day 2022, when someone uploaded a video getting 25%, 24 to 97%, and also getting 99.91% using no clip accuracy. Just like Paco, this was their first progress video on the level, and they were officially the 3rd person to make it to the drop from 0. This was Thick Boy Parker. With all this new
Is that his full name or did he just tack on that epithet for flavor?
progress by up-and-coming players, Silent Clubstep's popularity was at an all-time high. Hundreds of thousands of people gathered together to watch the verification finally come to fruition. It felt so close.
Are we not going to talk about Thick Boy Parker? I'm supposing that's Peter Parker of Spider-Man fame.
Yet so far at the same time.
Another Marvel character enters the Silent Clubstep battlefield.
But the very next day, the community would be left in utter shock.
No. What happened? Oh, wait, something good.
Whoa, I got 65
From 0?
on Silent Clubstep. I got 65.
After
The game just changed, bro.
397,000 attempts, and over a year and a half later, Vision got 65%. It didn't seem real. It felt like just a short while ago, people were saying this level was never going to be verified.
There's Math Genius in the chat. Yo, shout out Math Genius. Dude, this video is awesome. I am on the edge of my seat. Yeah, I got you, man. This is awesome. I love this video. My whole community has been recommending this video for a minute. It's been one of my favorite videos I reacted to, dude. I have been at the edge of my seat the whole time. So W, thank you for making the video.
But this silenced any uncertainties about whether or not this level was really possible. Another 2 months passed, and nobody was even close to topping Vision's record. We would, however, see some decent progress from the other players. Trick was able to achieve a run of 14 to 95 on February 21st. Hyperbola became the 4th person to make it to the drop, getting 25% on April 1st. Thick Boy Parker got 9 to 72 on April 16th, and the pro player Cursed managed to sneak in a run of 24 to 100 on the 1st of May.
We're right there.
Vision's lead was slowly starting to diminish, so if anyone wanted a chance at claiming the world record, they would need to do it as soon as possible.
My heart's
on
racing, dude.
May 19th, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! Ah!
What? Paco had
The Insta screenshot.
returned once again. During that same day, she actually made it to the drop 16 times, and considering only 4 players had ever made it to the drop, it was clear that she would give Vision the most competition. And the very next day, she would get 2 more records.
$62.
Is she gonna do it?
65.
What?
No fucking way.
What?
Oh god.
No
Holy shit.
By a factor of 0.09%, Paco regained the lead in the race, and this would be the start of the final battle for the verification. Paco versus Vision. It was only a matter of time before one of them would reign victorious.
But do we get third partied again? Probably not. But imagine the upset.
And on May 22nd, 2022, they were off to the races.
No way.
9 to 100.
Oh, okay.
the hell?
I thought it was from 0.
The community was on the edge of their seats. Every day, these 2 players were spending thousands of attempts, inching closer and closer to perfection. The finish line was in plain sight. All that was left to do was cross it. And on July 17th, 2022,
Third party.
Silent Clubstep was defeated.
Third party. Because this is y'all have to understand, chat. There's this thing called, oh gosh, what is it called? Parallelism in storytelling. And usually things happen in 3s. There was one point in this video where a third party came in and fucked everything up. A second point where a third party came in and fucked everything up.
I verified it!
Oh my god.
What?
What? That was from 0?
Yeah! Wait!
Oh my god.
What?
Okay. What the hell? Holy shit. Yeah, maybe in a month. What the hell?
What?
Wait, who done it?
Oh my god, I verified it!
That was so. Oh my god.
I verified Silent Clubstep.
Oh, I was wrong.
The race was over. After 138,000 attempts, Paco had verified
I baited myself.
Silent Clubstep, the level that people believed to be humanly impossible for years.
But dude, imagine if Doogie had just come in.
Had been beaten legitimately.
Imagine if Doogie came in day one.
2,000.
Day one playing the level beats it.
649 days was the amount of time since Zobros got the very first sign of
Bro is way overthinking it? No, bro. I just like it.
progress. And over 7 years later,
Look, I can't be right all the time. I admit I was wrong.
Paco finally closed the book of the race
But also thank you, chat, for not spoiling.
to beat Silent Clubstep.
Dude, they should have made that happen at the end of the script. I'm saying! Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction, and sometimes truth should have happened differently than the fictitious version that you come up with in your head. That could have been cinema. I mean, it was still cinema. W. Paco, very good job. That's cool. That's cool. I think that's great. But imagine Thanos comes in with the freaking gauntlet and he's just like, I want to beat Silent Clubstep. Then we probably make $1 billion or $2 billion at the box office.
With the verification now written in stone, more players than ever have picked up the level and started getting their own progress. As of making this
Yeah, last I saw, Aeon Air was playing Silent Clubstep.
video,
Last I saw.
no one else has beaten Silent Clubstep yet. But the
Teej, what's going on in your head? Do y'all know Spanish Flea, that song?
race to become the first victor is finally starting to heat up. Trick managed to get 24 to 100 on July 20th. Zanny, the verifier of Sonic Wave Infinity, got 33 to 100 on July 24th. The pro player Zoink came out of nowhere and got
Dude! Have y'all heard of Zoink before? I actually know him.
50% and 15 to 100 on July 22nd. Vision also beat his previous best by getting 72 on July 23rd after 589,000
Who's Zoink? He's the best player right now.
attempts. And Cursed did the unthinkable, achieving 74% on July 21st after only 25,000 attempts. Some people have even decided to go a step
Everybody has heard of Zoink, bro? Someone in chat just asked who he was.
further and attempt to beat Silent Clubstep in its original unnerfed form. Thick Boy Parker has set countless records on the unnerfed version since February of 2022, such as 15 to 52, 24 to 73, 48 to 100, and even 11%. Alongside him, Cursed has also shown some signs of progress, achieving 9 to 25 on July 24th. The updated version of the level may have been verified, but who knows? Maybe there's a new chapter in the book of Silent Clubstep, waiting to be written.
At the end? Ah. But how can you write a chapter to a book that's been closed? What the? Thank you for watching. Thank you for making the video, Math Genius. Also, thanks for hopping into my chat and getting everybody all excited. Y'all, W video, thanks for recommending that I react to this, y'all. This was good for the soul. I like to see players bring out the best in one another and some healthy, good old-fashioned competition. This was a real treat to react to. I'd love to react to more like this. But yeah. That's all I have to say about that. Be sure to like and subscribe to Math Genius. And also my channel. Did you like that? Don't even pretend like you didn't. You made it that far in the video. Well, did you know that I stream Monday through Friday on Twitch and YouTube, and you could catch me live and get to be a part of the experience when it happens? Also, if you don't care about that, or otherwise you want to see more of the video that you just watched, link in the description to watch the full VOD. Do that, please. I have a black eye because I play basketball sometimes. Bye. Oh,